Child discipline that actually works. When it comes to discipline, it seems the first thing that comes to mind for most parents is punishment. We associate discipline with yelling, pointing, and accusation. However, discipline, from the Latin disciplina, means to impart knowledge. It has a positive connotation. It speaks to education, training, and self-control. In short, discipline is the means by which we achieve personal growth and should be one of the greatest gifts we bestow upon our children. So how should we approach child discipline? Here are 3 ways to implement positive discipline that work for the short and long term. Bad behavior, not bad kid. Author of How to Hug a Porcupine, Julie Ross, discusses the danger of labeling kids. The problem is that when parents think of and treat kids as lazy or stubborn or forgetful, kids start to act lazy or stubborn or forgetful. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy stemming from subtly repeated messages in our speech, interactions, and body language. Consider the statements, "Why do I always have to tell you to hurry up and get dressed? You never listen. You're going to be late for school again." Heard enough times, this child will start to see herself as the daughter who never listens, or as the girl who is always late. Instead, recognize that children usually don't choose to misbehave. Poor behavior is most often a result of lack of skills, lack of self-control, or poor habits. Let's take the above example and ask why a child might have trouble getting ready in the morning. Is she tired because she stays up to see mom who gets home from work late? Does she obsess over outfits because of the time she got teased for wearing mismatched socks? Or does she need time management strategies to recognize she's taking too long to eat breakfast? My point isn't that being late is acceptable. It's not. But rather that when parents focus on the why and not the what, it mentally puts us in a position to teach rather than punish. It allows us to patiently focus on solutions rather than disappointingly focus on problems. Thus, the first step in child discipline is to recognize that bad behavior does not mean bad child. Catch them doing what's right. Earlier, I said that kids usually don't choose to misbehave. Taking it a step further, kids actually want to be well behaved. Children have a natural desire to please parents. It's one of the reasons why positive praise is so effective. In his book, 1, 2, 3 Magic, Dr. Thomas Phelan discusses how we're quick to correct when our kids do something wrong, but often silent when they do something right. Emphasizing the effectiveness of positive reinforcement, Phelan suggests that we flip it. Your praise and other positive interactions with your kids should outnumber your negative comments by a ratio of about 3 to 1. The most effective praise is specific and informative. For example, "I noticed that you chose your dress last night so that you'd be early this morning. That was a great idea. Let's make it a habit." With that, be mindful of how you praise your kids. When praise is insincere or centers on factors that are beyond the child's control, it can be harmful. For more on this, see my posts on the misuse of encouraging statements and how to foster growth mindset on parentlikeateacher.com. Problem solve together. Perhaps the worst part of regarding discipline as punishment is that it forces us into a me versus you relationship with our kids. However, when parent and child think of discipline as teaching, it allows us to cultivate a we'll face problems together relationship. One of the best ways to develop this culture is to problem solve with our kids. In their book, How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and Listen So Kids Will Talk, authors Adele Faber and Elaine Maislish discuss the power of parent-child problem solving. They suggest the following steps. 1. Acknowledge your child's feelings and needs. "I can tell that you get upset whenever I pick you up from Elaine's house. Is that right?" 2. Talk about your feelings and needs. "The problem is that we have to go home to get ready for the next day. Elaine does too. I also bet that Elaine's parents want to spend time with her, just like how we spend time together." 3. Brainstorm solutions as a team. Write down all ideas. "How do you think we can solve our problem? Let's write down some ideas." 4. Decide which solution to try and discuss what it would look like. "So here's what we came up with. When I get to Elaine's house, you'll have 10 minutes to finish up whatever game you're playing and to say goodbye. I'll set a timer on my phone so that we don't lose track of time. We'll also ask Mrs. Corwin if it's okay for Elaine to come to our house sometimes." After using this strategy with my kids, there's a final step I suggest. Praise your children for engaging in the process. Emphasize that one of your roles as a parent is to support them as they face problems and learn how to be grown-ups. Teach your kids that discipline is a win-win affair. Thank you, parents, for making the world a better place. Did you like this video or know a parent who would? Then click the subscribe button right below this video, or join us at parentlikeateacher.com.